everybody! I'm sorry, but never has there been a more complete definition, at least in the anime field, of the terms, what the fuck. This mile-a-minute science fiction film by Imai Toons is... There are literally no words to summarize this movie. So, for the sake of me cutting the bullshit, I present to you all, Dead Leaves! Production IG. Oh, well, that sounds promising. I mean, they have done a lot of good work throughout the years. Oh, never mind, hope is gone. The movie starts off with something that no child born in this era will experience. Trying to fix a broken analog television. God, I feel old. And we are subject to the first bit of WTF imagery this movie has to offer. These two are our protagonists, most generous use of the term ever, Pandy and Retro. And with that, we stumble onto this movie's first problem. It loves to create questions for the audience, but it never answers them. Questions such as, who the hell are these two? Answer, we don't know, it's never explained. Why are they naked? We don't know, it's never explained. Why does Pandy have that marking over her eye? We don't know, it's never explained. Why does Retro have a television for a head? We don't know, it's never explained. So, through rapid-fire dialogue, the only type of dialogue these two have between themselves, we find out that they both have amnesia and no idea what the hell is going on. Oh Jesus, 47 seconds into this movie, and I can already list 2 storytelling tropes that I hate. So Pandy decides she wants to find some clothes since she's cold, and having Retro drool over her isn't her idea of fun, and... Where the hell did that scrunchie come from? You're naked in the middle of a desert! I don't see any 99-cent stores around! Nevertheless, they turn and suddenly Mega Tokyo with the prime view of... Oh dear God! What happened to the moon?
Where's the moon? Where's the damn moon? Moon!
Faster than you can say, wow, stereotyping. Retro and Pandy manage to break into town, steal some clothes, and... phallic imagery. Why not? They steal a car, and faster than you can say what the literal fuck is up with that guy's face, they're off to wreak havoc and chaos. Why? We don't know! It's never explained! Of course, these actions attract the attention of the police force, who come out in all droves to try and stop them. Guess how successful they are! Not very. Though, one thing I will say for this movie is that from a technical aspect, the animation is extremely active. There is never a slow, dull moment like some animes are stapled upon. However, too much of a good thing can quickly go sour. So Retro plays Grand Theft Auto with the police until they send out a giant frickin' mecha to try and slow them down. Why do they have this? If they had this the entire time, why didn't they use it first? We don't know! It's never explained! Whoa! Pandy isn't taking any of your shit, inexplicably convenient, non-convenient robot! Dear God, the people in this movie shoot bullets like they're in the average FPS! In real life, you don't need to use all your ammunition, all you need to do is aim! Another thing this movie abuses is explosion animations. Let's try and count how many there have been in the first 4 minutes, shall we? In the afterglow of victory, Retro starts bragging about how they were probably ninjas or the like before getting amnesia, while Pandy is more interested in the mutilated moon above them. She suffers a sudden headache, which causes her to lose control of the car, and then they end up getting caught by the police. In a quicker trial than a Lindsay Lohan case, they're sentenced to life imprisonment in the DEL incarceration facility, conveniently located on the surface of the moon mentioned earlier. Huh. You know, still not as awesome as Super Jail or Ultra Prison, but I digress. Get all the jokes about the prison uniforms out now, folks. Sperm cells, cocoons, deformed snowmen. Oh look, we get another over-the-top title sequence. We know what movie we're watching. God, can't you just have it fade in and out like a normal film?
Once upon a time, there was a field with a tall tree in the middle. The tree was very large and had many leaves. And every day the caterpillars would gather at the base to feast upon them. The tree was so tall, the sun seemed to rise straight from its branches every morning. And the moon returned to it every night. One day, one of the ants toiling away beneath the tree called out to the caterpillars, "Hey there, you're always looking up. Don't your necks ever get tired? You've been looking up for so long, you stretched your bodies out."
That was something. And you know that you're supposed to pay attention to this part on account of its length, but the way that it's dragged out combined with its bizarre imagery and the voiceover just make you want to get through it as fast as possible. Kind of like the tunnel scene from the original film adaptation of Willy Wonka, except more tedious and less enjoyable. After Retro spasses out for being arrested, we get a segue to what is with this movie's art design? Okay, can I just say something else here? The animation in Dead Leaves is amazing, but the character design somehow manages to get progressively worse from this point on. Why? We don't know! It's never explained.
Time to eat.
Well, you're nice and blunt now, aren't you? We then get to see the transport system in the DL prison, this overglorified crane game that separates Retro and Pandy into separate rooms where Retro talks to some of the other horribly designed inmates.
Hey, fresh meat. I like your hardware.
Same to you, bud.
This is supposed to be funny, I guess? After feeding time, we cut over to these people again. Oh no, not this scene. Oh, forgive me for this.
Well,
Dude, the music does absolutely nothing.
it'll work.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will.
There's no way. Oh, dear God! It's sucking my ass.
Just go with the flow.
I really hate myself for liking this.
So, can I get up in there next?
I'm going in. You! Prisoner number 931! I'm talking to you! Yes, you! You crap too much! Your tube is totally backed up! That's just disgusting! Your whole existence is disgusting! I sentence you to death! 777! Do the honors!
so messed up.
You're all just a bunch of clone genetic garbage. I picked stuff out of my ass hairs that was more useful than you. You all make me sick. Get out of my sight. Slide out of here like the worthless turds that you are. Everyone, move.
You know, I think it's high time that I introduced the first ever Unbiased Reviews drinking game. I want you to go online and find a stream of Dead Leaves. Every time you see something that makes you go, what the fuck, I want you to take a shot. If you manage to survive by the end of this movie, you win. And you have a liver of steel. I obviously have to play a bit of catch up on account of the things we've seen in the past 9.5 minutes! After that, Retro hears from the other inmates that the two from before are the corrupt prison wardens, 666 and 777. We also get some background information about this movie. Wow, who would have thought that such a thing was possible? The DL prison is actually a petri dish for failed clones, cloning apparently being A-OK in whatever universe this all takes place in. Going back to Pandy for a while, she's stuck in the labor facility. She befriends this doctor and talks about how she still can't remember who she is, the only thing in her head being the narration from that trippy scene earlier that turns out to be a children's fairy tale. Well, that's better. It may be confusing as all hell, but at least we're finally getting some damn exposition around here. Well, that didn't last too long now, did it? So, despite the obvious problems that this could result in, Retro and Pandy are still sharing a prison cell. Retro shows off his ADHD for a few moments before... this happens.
Ever made it with a word?
Knock it off. How the hell are we supposed to do it with all these straps?
Some people pay good money to get tied up like this.
Oh, for God's sake!
How the hell?
Wrong hole!
Oops, sorry about that. Thank you, Lord.
All right, me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Stick one in there for me.
Well, okay, if you insist.
Okay. Don't do that. That's so wrong.
Hey! You know what I suddenly shipped so hard all of a sudden? The fiery joke and the hot tuck of flame. Fan artists, get on that, would you? So, through the power of intense fucking, Pandy and Retro break out of their cells and their bindings.
I can break these cuffs. You can't break those cuffs. Wait, how the hell do we know how to get free like that?
That's a damn good question, Retro. I wonder what the answer will be. Oh, there we go. And as if we hadn't already reached the pinnacle of bad ideas, they released the rest of the inmates. Said inmates wanting to follow them on account of their awesome boot knocking. Retro orders them all to join forces to help him steal a ship, and of course the authorities are immediately informed. In a perfect case of the blind leading the retarded, Retro leads them right into a blockade, and oh look, the over-the-top gun sequences are back! Yay. What is with the reaction shot abuse in this movie? is the dick that will pierce the heavens and your ass. Wow! That wasn't obnoxious at all! So after a really ill-conceived bike ride, everyone ends up on the cargo dock. 666 and 777 send out the second wave of security, so you know what that means! More mechas!
They're a bunch of robots! Run away!
Wow, those things can move. Say, here they come. Oh crap, here they come. Go fast. Ah!
Let me handle this! Open wide!
We better do something!
I got it! Chico! Yeah? I'm gonna need to use your wang for a minute. Coming right up!
Should I kiss you first or just stick it in?
That's not what I meant! Over there! The vents! Oh, man! Oh! Oh, God! It's good! Wait! Bingo!
That little detour dropped us right in the middle of the armory! How the heck did you know it was there, boss?
Beats me!
I could learn to like this.
You might be wondering why I didn't say anything during that sequence. What can I even... Honestly, can you blame me? We're practically halfway through and I think I've lost half of my cumulative IQ with this nonsense. Anyway, they make it to a train and it is only now that they start asking questions like, how do they know so much about the prison when they still know nothing about themselves? Pandy reasons that they must have been to prison before, gotten their minds erased, and then escaped. The logic in this is clumsy, at best, but hell, we'll follow it and... Oh, that's wonderful. That's just wonderful, Pandy. Good job, good job. While the other inmates are celebrating their victory, it is revealed that, guess what? Pandy is pregnant. Now, this wouldn't be so bad if this journey was taking, oh, I don't know, a few months. But no! It has literally been 10 minutes. Pandy actually acknowledges it. 10 minutes, and Pandy is already 8 months pregnant with Retro's kid. The doctor from before explains that this sudden occurrence is due to the child having some mutation gene, and then proceeds to explain how Pandy used to be in covert intelligence and Retro used to be a spy. And if you find yourself falling under the illusion that this answers some questions, don't! Because it actually brings up more questions, such as, who was Retro working for? What purpose does this mutagenic gene have? And why does this doctor know so damn much? The answers to these questions, you guessed it, we don't know, it's never explained. But hey, guess who's coming for a visit? Yes, it's 666 and 777 who have decided that there are way too many characters in this movie. And when Pandy and Retro decide to get involved, you know what that means? More excessive gun firing animation.
Quit screwing around and let's do this thing, you big dumb bastard.
Boss is a spy!
Well, now, I guess the three of us have something in common. Too bad you won't be living long enough to discuss it.
Yeah, this is one of those kill or die kind of things.
I can taste your panties. I like your panties.
Even with my 1 year of animation class, I can tell you that at least 300 pages went into that oh so scintillating exchange. Wonderful. Captain Planet would be proud. You know, at some point I think that this movie was supposed to have a story, but hell, I could be the insane one for thinking that. After more fighting, Pandy and Retro get split up. Retro fighting 777, Pandy finding the prison's secret laboratory as explained by the doctor. We find out, through more dialogue that would mean more if it came from a character we actually had development for, that the prison's true purpose was to create biological weapons for the various militaries of the world. Pandy finally remembers that she was sent to investigate, but was caught in an accident that killed the doctor and mutated his daughter, who thinks that Pandy killed him. What is pacing? What is exposition? What is character development? Oh look, 666. It's not like Pandy could have used some more contemplation time to figure all that out. We hop over to where Retro is struggling against 777. Just as he's about to be turned into the quintessential prison bitch, this guy, he never got a name, tries to distract the big behemoth, ultimately getting killed in the process. Huh. This would almost be sad if any one of the background characters in this movie got some names and or development! Hey, not to focus on the small things, but weren't you pregnant a few frames ago? Oh yeah, Retro was able to hack himself into a robot's body. More impromptu mecha fighting. Oh look! 666 and 777 are dead! I wish I cared more about this. However, Pandy finally meets the head of the Dead Leaves prison, who, for the sake of this review, we'll call Susan, because my god, she needs something akin to a name. After a few minutes of dialogue that makes the middle of Inception look like a straight line, Pandy decides that she's done with this whole situation, a sentiment that I'm pretty sure anyone watching this clusterfuck would have shared halfway through. This doesn't fly too well with Susan, who decides that she doesn't like being ignored and... What you say? Wow. I could not feel less about the characters of this movie than I do right now. So, in the hopes that we can hurry things along, Pandy activates the mutagenic genes in her and goes after Susan.
Having to fight for it just makes it more fun.
Remember how I said earlier that a double-edged sword would reveal itself in this movie? Albeit the animation is never slow or boring, when a story is so convoluted and hectic like this, can you really engage yourself in it? Really, I can't even comment about what kind of machinery must be powering Susan's body because I just don't care! There's an abrupt break in the action when Susan discovers that the baby in Pandy's stomach is a pure carrier of the mutated genes that she wants. She attempts to go full-on cesarean when...
Alright then, time to say...
Hey, look, Retro's alive and... Triple sex in 777? Well, isn't this a prime example of fuck logic get bitches? In a grand deus ex machina, the baby is born and proceeds to go trigger happy on Susan. Unfortunately, her death seems to activate some sort of failsafe that eats her corpse.
Honey, nothing around here shocks me anymore.
It mutates into the offspring of that bloated mass from Akira. Yes, I've watched Akira. No, I'm not going to do a review of Akira. And Pandy and Retro apparently don't need oxygen. Also, yes, I know. I see it too. They decide that, to keep this thing from destroying the universe, that they had to climb inside of its mouth and set up an explosion. In the midst of all the chaos, in a last-ditch effort of sheer what-the-fuckery... Actually, you know what? I want to keep my liver alive for another review. The infant old man thing sacrifices himself, causing the mutated blob to transform into a beautiful butterfly and instantly die.
What you say?
Pandy and Retro steal a rocket to get the hell out of Dodge, and this is probably the only part of the film that's memorable for a good reason. Where Retro somewhat mourns the loss of their child, and then goes back to being memorable for a bad reason when Pandy states that everything happened so quickly that she doesn't feel anything. Gee, I guess I know what to write for a perfect DVD tag for this film. Dead Leaves! Wait, what the fuck just happened? Anyway, Pandy goes on to bitch about how, even though she knows what occurred 8 years before, she still doesn't fully remember it. She states that she wishes if she knew whether they were supposed to be good guys or bad, until Retro, who was digging for gold the whole time, asked what the hell does it matter. Again, a very good question, especially in the context of this film. Retro gets horny again, odd since at this point in time he doesn't have a penis, and Pandy's about to open the armory again when...
Integrity has been compromised! Holy crap! We're entering the Earth's atmosphere! Oh Christ, on a cracker! Where the hell is the fire extinguisher?
Emergency procedure initiated. Repeat. Emergency procedure initiated. Automatic cryosleep system has been engaged.
You saw right, ladies and gentlemen. This film has the proverbial balls to use the bookends trope, aka ending the way it started. All this summing up to the fact that you just wasted 46 minutes on the anime equivalent of badly mixed ecstasy! My god, was this painful! I can't believe that Lupino 9 has actually defended this movie to people. It's chaotic, it's retarded, it's a Wonderland gangbang onto the senses where nobody manages to orgasm. Yet, it's still better than the likes of Painted White. Don't get me wrong, both films make my head throb with unadulterated rage. Whereas Hetalia Painted White had one fucking job! Make a good film representing your franchise. Dead Leaves was a batshit crazy story produced by a batshit crazy anime and made into a batshit crazy movie. It works! It's painful, but it works! The voice acting in the dub actually isn't bad either, despite it being handled by manga entertainment. The soundtrack was fitting as well, this techno-jazz fusion that fits the atmosphere of the movie to a T. The animation is, again, impressive, but it does get overwhelming after a while. It's a good film to show to animation students to get the lesson of less is more out there. Alright, since you all failed the midterm, we will once again be watching Dead Leaves too. Interesting bit of trivia, by the way. In the anime field, This movie is actually seen as a spiritual big sister to the popular anime Panty and Stalking with Garter Belt. So honestly, if this is what was the mold for this, you can see how Panty and Stalking got so damn crazy. Well, that was Dead Leaves. I'm the Mistress, and I think I need to call in a few new favors in order to get myself a new liver and... Oh, what's this? Dear Mistress, it's me, Lupino9. If you're reading this, it means you must have finished your review of Dead Leaves. If not, what the fuck are you waiting for? Go finish your review of Dead Leaves! Either way, once you are finished with that, I have your next assignment already planned out. You will be reviewing the 2012 reboot of the Winx Club. Have fun!